I've towed my toy hauler all over the country. I've had a blast. But the best place, the best region that I have had the most fun in is right here in northern Arizona. And if you're watching this video pondering how that could be, allow me to show you over the course of this video. Hey guys, I'm Mike and this is DIY Culture, and this is my first year owning a travel trailer. And my favorite place to take this trailer was up here in northern Arizona, with fantastic weather, beautiful nature, and wonderful opportunities that are not likely to be experienced anywhere else in this state, let alone the region. In this video, we look at some of the major attractions within the region and some of the best places to stay if you're looking for a campground, all the way to dry camping and getting out there in the sticks away from everyone. So whether you're roughing it or glamping it or somewhere in between, there's likely something here just for you. I've towed this RV all across the country, but my best experiences have been in the Williams Grand Canyon area of Arizona. That was fun. That was a blast.
There's a multi-millionaire.
A place out there that's pretty awesome, but is fairly new and not particularly well known is Canyon Coasters, and it has some pretty awesome rides. This is their downhill tube skiing course, where you have these pretty robust tubes with a unique backing that go across this very kind of like these rubber finger floors. And thankfully, they also have a nice escalator that escorts you and your tube all the way to the top, and you fly really quick. They wax up the bottom, and then off you go. When I say you move fast, you start to go fast. No, I don't want to do that again. That was legit. That was pretty fun. That ride is a lawsuit waiting to happen. And now for their feature ride, the main event, a roller coaster that goes all the way to the top of the mountain and all the way back down. And there's nothing but you and the coaster and a little hand control to help you out.
All right, go ahead and let out those hand controls. It'll take you up the rest of the way, okay? We'll go thumbs up that you are ready to go. Thank you.
Here we go with this. FYI, they said specifically not to film. Obviously, I'm breaking that rule just for the moment on the way up, which it is a very long way up. And I will tell you, when you get to the very top, you do not want to have a phone in your hand, because you will probably lose it. That was totally worth whatever money I just paid. That was insane. The GoPro's hyper smooth function just kind of takes away from how seriously fast and turbulent that ride was, but I swear it felt like that cart was gonna just come right off the rails and you're gonna get flinged into a tree off the mountain. So good job for being utterly terrifying. It was absolutely worth it. If you were in for thrilling rides, you definitely need to stop here along your way to Having Peace Camping. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. You guys want to go one more time? The bougiest and most luxurious campground in the region by far is the Circle Pines KOA in Williams, Arizona. It has a multitude of luxuries that make this borderline not camping at all, but still really fun. The biggest attraction they have is this. The go-kart track is a blast. It's only open certain times of the day on certain days of the week, but if you get there, it is awesome. You don't actually have to be staying at the KOA to go to this. You can just kind of park and do this if you're staying somewhere else. If you're trying to explore the Williams area, this is definitely a fun place to stop by on the highway. And that's not their only attraction. They have this big gigantic blob that the kids seem to not be able to stay away from. And they also have a little miniature golf course, horseshoe, as well as cabins. And these, like, what are these, carriages? You can sleep in those, and also in teepees. They have teepees. They are pretty awesome. You can rent all these cabins, the carriages, the teepees, and even tent areas. They have a pretty generous area for tents, but their biggest thing is obviously the sheer amount of areas for travel trailers. Any size, any class trailer, from the smallest to the biggest, they have room, as well as full accommodations with a store, accessories, a little restaurant, indoor swimming pool, lavatories, all of it. But if this is too much and too artificial for you, there are more options. Let's go check out the closest one down the road. Kaibab Lake is the first real kind of dry camping, out there in the woods feeling that you have, but is right off the highway, only 5 minutes away. There's some good things that come with that and some bad things that come with that, but ultimately is a very beautiful place to stay and take your family. The lake is pretty awesome. It's full of trout, some crappie, and also catfish.
This one's all cooked. And see how it just comes right off the bones? That's what you want it to do. You don't want to eat the bones.
Better than tilapia.
Kaibab is your closest on the lake experience to really feeling like you're out there camping and having that type of experience. It also has a really nice lake. The water's a little muddy, but it's full of fish, and you can have like small watercraft on it, a lot of kayaks, a lot of plastic boats, small boats with low horsepower limits. But Kaibab is just one of a few major lakes in the area, which we will explore. But first, let's check out Williams first and what it has to offer. And one might be surprised to see a very unique attraction right off the highway, Bearizona. This place is a drive-through wildlife park where you can get right up and close to animals like this. Animals that, unless you're really out there trying to find them, you'll likely never see in your lifestyle. Not like this. Not around, not friendly, not foraging and eating right close to you. The animals were all specifically from the North American region. It's just really nice to see them up front and just do a nice calm drive through this. You get very close to the animals. Very close, and sometimes even too close. I mean, they were right there, right close to the car. You could almost touch them. I have never seen a bison in my life, and we get to see a bunch of them right here just like this. It's a pretty awesome experience, to include ibexes and other really awesome animals. Just a wonderful experience to just even be this close. Although, you know, maybe not so close. But the park is only one part of this whole thing. Later on, you get to park your car and actually go inside their other part, which is much more like a traditional zoo. And you get to see more animals in a different way in there doing their thing, along with some shops and some other things and some food and some demonstrations that are just not present in the drive-thru. You get to walk around here and actually observe on foot. And you also get to view some animals that are a little bit more exotic. The family and I really enjoyed this park. We're going to come back here again, but right now there's a lot more to do, including checking out the town. I didn't show you a whole lot about the town, but it really is nice. It's very old style, rustic, kind of like Tombstone, and then they have their own culture there, but it's the last stop that you get to be at before you really start to go deep into the woods. So get your food, ice, drinks, firewood, fishing licenses, tackle, anything you need right now, because once you get out there, you're out there, and you don't want to come back. One of the mysteries in the world that I can never figure out is why, as you enter the region for this place, there are no trees, and then there are tons of trees like this everywhere up until you're about to leave the region, and then they abruptly end again. Like, no scattering of the trees. They're either all here or they're nowhere. Very weird. We are going in the backwoods to find the other two lakes that are prominent out here in the area, Dogwood Lake and Whitehorse. You can access both of them on the back main road leading out of town, and they are both on pretty generous dirt roads. Be ready for that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Whitehorse Lake, my favorite lake. I like all three of them, but this one is the farthest out, and it keeps a lot of the cluster from the other lakes that are closer in out of it. So you gotta really want to come out here. It will be hard on your truck and your trailer and your boat, but, well, if you get out here and you get to fish it, it is very much worth it. And also up and down the dirt road, there are other hiking trails and other things to explore, along with just it being very pleasant out here, especially in the summer where it's really hot all over Arizona. A lot of people escape up into these regions because it's actually fairly nice, and it's really cool during the evening. And I also do really enjoy where all the camping spots are positioned. They are mostly positioned all around the lake to where the lake is not so far away from the campgrounds, which is not necessarily present in the other two lakes that we talked about. I liked all these lakes in this region, including a few other where we haven't explored yet, so much that I tailored my experience around making my toy hauler specific to haul certain boats that are fully rigged out fishing machines, including a hoist to help me get these things in there because, well, geez, they're heavy. And they take up all the free space in the toy hauler. But I tell you what, when I get out there with a travel trailer and my own set of very capable watercraft that'll hold anything out there, we run that lake. We have the best time. Everyone else is out there in kayaks getting owned by the wind, and we're the ones out there with pretty good control on these boats, slaying it. Williams campgrounds are a blast, but let's show you what dry camping is. A lot of people do not like campgrounds for any amount of reasons, but there are X amount of dry camping areas all over the place, including on the way there through that tree montage. There are just tons of dry camping spots, people all over the place. And here we are dry camping out here in Flagstaff, 30 miles away from Williams, and I had just busted my double rig out of the toy hauler and got it ready to head to Lake Mary. Cool thing about dry camping is that you're really out there and all alone. The sketchy thing is, well, it's sketch. And there are people out there and you have no control over it, what they do, and how they act. But if you can put up with that, some of the advantages you get from just camping close to the lake out in the dry woods is worth it. Like right now, it's totally worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lake Mary. I think the most prominent lake in Flagstaff to my knowledge. There probably is more, but this is the one that we were told about that is a really good lake, and it is fantastic in the fact that it has pretty much any species of fish that I can think of. It's in this lake. We only have a finite amount of time to fish this lake before we have to head back to camp and be with the others, so my son and I waste no time getting on these fish.
Yo, you better win because you ain't got no money. Oh, I got one, Dominic. Legit got a fish. Or do. Dominic, I caught a walleye. Oh my gosh, I've never caught one before in my life. Is that on camera? It's on camera, Dominic. I got a walleye. Yeah, you better break out that money. Never caught a walleye, never caught one. Whoa! Dude, that fish has serious teeth. It is meant to end lives, this fish. It is 20 inches. 19. We're gonna
All right, folks, that's what I have for you here for camping out here in northern Arizona around the Kaibab National Forest. It was a blast. We circled a pretty wide region with a lot of things. I didn't get everything, but I showed you enough to know that it's pretty freaking awesome here, and you should try it out if you are in this area and you are wondering what it has. It has a lot of great things, a lot of potential to make good memories. Now it's back home and back to the grind, but we'll be back here soon in other places. Stay tuned.